That's Clan Ross at your front door. You gonna pay your weight in Aztec gold. Hey, Montezuma for the free throw. Hey man, love to the bro Seek Heed on IG. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make this a teachable moment for this comment, man. One of these comments coming in, but this is a great beginning to it. Love to the bro Seek Heed. Alejo is also discovered. Hand carved, a masterful piece. This is only the tip of the iceberg, people. The images online are stunning, and there's more. Check out this 100-foot Buddha statue. While I have and just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid. Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online, and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little. Now, why would he say that? Why would he say he's going to celebrate Thanksgiving a little differently this year? Because the natives, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. You can't be talking about the same natives, man. You can't be talking about the same native history, man. Okay, you can't be just talking about some Indians dancing around the teepee if America, contains ancient Egypt, you know what I'm saying, so-called, Kemet, you know what I'm saying. If America, the India superior, contains the actual Jerusalem, right? The actual Hebrews that Columbus brought an interpreter to communicate with. And what would there be doing Hebrews in Egypt? Do you know any stories about Hebrews in Egypt? Hebrews coming out of Egypt? So if you got all this drop here, my naga, this ancient, how ancient do they say the Grand Canyon is, man? How ancient do they say the Grand Canyon is? The canyon, right? You could put all this, you could put our story together real fast. Now, my naga, it's the fourth quarter. It's the fourth wave. You got Moshe. You got the priest king, the Prester, the Grand Khan, right? You got the Grand Canyon. You got Moses out of Egypt. You got Egypt in America. Grand Khan, Prester John, Grand Khan John. A little bit differently. This looks a lot like Egypt. Here in America, you might say? Yes, here in America. Ancient Egyptian tombs. Thousands of them. But that's not all. A great Buddhist statue is also discovered. Hand carved. A masterful piece. This is only the tip of the iceberg, people. The images online are stunning, and there's more. Check out this 100-foot Buddha statue. While I have Buddha, India, superior. My naga. And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid. Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online, and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit differently. This looks a lot like Egypt. Here in America, you might say? Yes, here in America. Ancient Egyptian tombs. Thousands of them. But that's not all. A great Buddhist statue is also discovered. Hand carved. A masterful piece. This is only the tip of the iceberg, people. The images online are stunning, and there's more. Check out this 100-foot Buddha statue. While I have and just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid.
Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient...
Now, what would the Buddha temple and the Shiva temple have to do with Arizona? What would the Kalalus artifacts, the swords coming out the ground with dragons they call dinosaurs engraved on them, bodies on bodies in Kalalus? We're talking Arizona, which is Utah. On the ancient maps, there was no Arizona, but you see Udall territory, Judah. Okay. Daniel Lowe in the Forbidden Histories of America compares Buddha with Solomon. Wise, priests, kings, Managa. Then you got Shiva or Sheba. Would Sheba have her own, magnetic, energy, frequency, vibration, temple or pyramid, Would Solomon have his own temple or his own pyramid? I mean, surely, Solomon does build the temple for HaWah.
Pyramids. These images are available online, and they're called the Kincaids Cave.
Oh, Joseph came over here to America and they just set up a colony of Egypt. Egypt is birthed out of a colony of Atlantis. Atlas, right? Poseidon, who came to America and wanted to get cozy because he liked it over here. Even even Zeus told him to get up out of here. He said, nah, I kind of like it here. What does Poseidon and them have to do with the Canaanites? Or the Canines? Or the Dogheads? Or the Anubises? Atlantis. Managa. If this was just an Egyptian colony, they wouldn't be covering it up. Everyone knows Egypt is great. They can easily say, "Oh yeah, well they traveled and set up colonies all over the world. Here's another one. Here's another one." But they don't tell you nothing about this one. 1930s, all this was brought out of the Grand Khan John. Joseph was the head of Egypt, right? He was put as the top guy in Egypt. Bondage for the Hebrews. So America's the old world, the ancient world, connected to many other lands that are beneath the sea. And folks are still trying to figure it out. I'm just going to say they're trying to figure it out. I'm going to keep a good energy because I know it's a lot of bad, negative vibration popping around, man. I don't even want to get sucked into getting too emotional right now. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say, man, this is going to be a teachable moment. And, if you're going to leave a comment, this comment's from Yaakov Yash. One, make sure you thoroughly recon our recon. You know what I'm saying? Before you even try to open your mouth to say nothing brash, man. Such as, if this is the old world and the Eastern Hemisphere, can you please explain to me where those countries are in Isaiah 11:11? First of all, thank you, Jacob. I love this script, man. Isaiah, like many others, is one of my favorite texts to do a lot of comparison and contrasting with. And, it's one of my anchors, man. I love Isaiah, man. I love Isaiah 11 a lot. So I'm glad you brought me back to my comfort zone, to a cozy place. But let's read your comment. It's all good. Maybe, what I'm saying, you just are trying to get more informed. But sometimes when you leave comments and you're just coming with your your truth, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really asking for no clarity. You're just trying to debunk. That's when we make it a teachable moment. I'm not out here sending no negative vibe to you, man. But you come over here with your debunking, right? So we're going to read it and we're going to use some common sense. And I love when they bring up script to try to say, well, America can't be the old world. America can't be the old world. What if it's not? What if it's not? If it's not, then you go back with your same grade school narrative, the same public school education they taught you that everything came out of Africa and that that's the old world and everything's older in Africa. When you do your actual adult recon and you realize that the oldest pyramids are right here in the Yucatan, you're going to have to look at this land a little differently. When you see these pyramids coming out the Grand Canyon, you already know they're older than anything and more authentic than anything over there. You already know it because they're covering it up. You already know it because you're looking at it and you're like, man,
And
this
just
is
to
some
clear the air
old
on the
world.
rices.
This is some old world. Now, you might just, look at this stuff. To you, you might just see a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, just stuff, right? You just see a bunch of stuff. Love to the bro Natural by Law who just came back from the Grand Con. He knows what's up. To you, it's just a bunch of pointy stuff, right? And yeah, maybe we can just leave it there as theory and conjecture until you recon the 1930s and 20s and all the exploration and all the excavation that was popping off around the Utah and Arizona areas simultaneously. At the same time, Kalalus is being dug out, the Grand Canyon is being dug out. They don't know what it is. They're just now touching this stuff. There's still over 1,200,000 acres around the Grand Canyon that's never been excavated or touched or even, seen up close, my nigga. Like all this stuff is just guarded off and you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, what are they hiding? How do you hide 1,000,000 acres, man? We're just showing you what we can see. Reconning the GE Kincaid excavation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But Naga, what about the other 1,200,000 acres that we can't even show you? We can't even show you what's inside of it, underneath it. But you come to conclusions. See, we surf the wave. What makes us so special and the reason why we're able to advance the way we do is that we continue to empty our cup. We're not coming here with a full cup saying, here's the ipso facto on this. Here's the fact. Here's the fact on this. Here's the fact on this. I can't budge. It's the reason why we got this far is because we emptied our cup on all this out of Africa stuff, on all this hogwash we learned when we were too naive to comprehend the magic and the spell and the trickery. Why would they tell us that we're from here? And when we tell you we're from here, you want to try to debunk it. And they tell you we're not from here, that you like that better, either because of your African ties or because of your greed as a hijack to get all of this to yourself right here in the ancient world. It doesn't make you less melanated, my naga. It makes you less confused. Confused thinking that melanin is only popping off on one part of mama when melanin been popping off over here, my naga. And you can't come over here and tell us who we are and then tell us about the slave trade and all this. Millions of boats should be all over the damn place if hundreds of millions of Negroes were taken over here on boats. There should be boat museums, man. Museums of nothing but slave ships, man. I ain't ever seen one except some artist depiction. So when we talk slave boats, we're talking about boats carrying 30 nagas at a time, maybe 20 nagas, some 100 nagas. You don't got no boats carrying 1,000 nagas, 2,000 nagas, 10,000 nagas. How you get these tens of millions of Negro people over here, man? How did you do that? And we survived months and months and months in those conditions, man. You rather believe that than your own eyes.
Isis Temple, or the Isis Pyramid, found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha.
Your own eyes. You see, the difference between these pyramids and those over there is that these, are not some phony construction or, some, type of way to get you to believe in some other version of antiquity. This is literally carved. Carved, my man. Carved in what? What did the Grand Canyon used to look like? Where's all the trees, man? Where's the giant silicate trees? Where are the giant tree stumps? Did the Nagas literally carve into the trees? Man, y'all gonna have to get with it or get left off. Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid. Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online and they're called the Kincaids Cave. Which means you can do the recon. Recon GE Kincaid, and that's just the tip. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the glacier, man. All this is right here beneath your feet bone. You want to come to your conclusion. America can't be the whole world. No, no, no. But you gave us a script, so let's go, man. Let's go. I love script. If this is the old world in the Eastern Hemisphere, look, man, okay? I don't want to be nitpicky on you. I'm going to stick to the point. But this is your problem. This is it right here. I get this bigger, man. Managa, this is your damn problem. You think you're on a sphere. You think you're on a spinning ball. And all that spinning has gotten you a little bit upset. All that spinning has gotten you a little dizzy. Man, you can't claim to have any type of focus, can you? I mean, not when you're spinning, right? So this is very important. I'm not making fun of you, Yako. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that subconsciously you're spinning around and around and around. You got to get off that damn ball if you want to be firm, fixed, and immovable. And how can you search for truth if you're not firm, fixed, and immovable? The old world, my nigga? The Far East? Yeah, that's where we're at. Can you explain to me where those countries are in Isaiah 11? A Lego. So before we dig on these countries in Isaiah 11, in the land of America, I know you're not surfing the wave in our classroom, when you come up with, these type of debunking proofs. Here's a script. Here's the countries in the script. Where are they at? You can't be surfing the wave. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start listing all these names and as if you got the proof that they're over there, as if you got the proof that these countries in Isaiah are in Africa or in the Middle East, because it says so today on your map today, you can't be surfing the wave of Drop Nation. Not in a land of phantoms and duplicates and duplications. Not when we're seeing place names literally reflected and duplicated, such as China, such as La China, right? So, I mean, you got, my noggin, such as China, right? That's like saying, here's a script. The script says all these names will be, over there. You know what I'm saying? And you say, see, China, where's China? And then we show you that this is India Superior, not North America. And that's why you're finding all this Buddha, whatever, Egypt, whatever. This is the superior. This is Grand Tartary, my nugget. This is the Grand Khan territory. This is where it's all happening at. Florida, Cateo, ain't that what Marco Polo called China? Cateo? La China? Ain't no play near Mexico. So the Grand Canyon is basically Cathay. India, my naga. China, my naga. Alright, so you see how China is over here, but it's also over there. So this debunks your whole argument with these place names before I even read the script. Is that you can have place names, but they're duplicates. It might not be the exact same. They might have changed. You might be lost in translation, but please don't use a place name for your proof that that's the ancient world over here and not this beautiful piece right here, you know. Now, we love mama all the same, no matter if you're in Africa, you're in this Asia, mama's mama. We're just proving a simple point because, I mean, old boy kind of is telling you the reason, you know. Just listen closely. Listen
and
closely.
just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid, here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit
Different, right?
differently.
Right, because he's realizing something. And what he's realizing is our entire point of why we are going so deep into letting our Nagas know where they're at. Because our Naga brother and sisters, our Negro friends, our Negro family celebrate Thanksgiving like a mug. Oh man, grandma mad if you don't come over our house, right? Auntie mad you don't come over our house. Mama mad, right? But if he's going to celebrate Thanksgiving differently, shouldn't you? If he sees something to where this has a correlation with this native dialogue, with these natives that are breaking bread with the pilgrims, he's saying, those are Egyptians? Which means those are Hebrews, right? Because you got the Hyksos, Hebrew pharaohs, and all that connected with Egypt. But once you realize Egypt is here, you gotta realize that the Hebrews are originally popping off right here. That the Exodus, just like Horace Butler, I'm gonna say Butler, Horace Butler. You know what I'm saying? You know, my wave surfers know what's up with that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's like even rocks cry out is putting it down for a reason to give you a visual of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not just popping off in some narrative that's been spoon fed to you, but realizing, whoa, I better stop celebrating my own massacre. He's realizing he shouldn't celebrate the massacre of these people. Look at these people on the wall, right? Look at these Kawam, red ruddy Nagas on the wall. They're not just all Hamite Egyptian, da 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 da. Remember, the Hebrews had a lot to do with this, right? So, my Naga's like America, United States of America. We're all American, all that stuff. But we have our tribe. We're in bondage, yada, yada, yada. Same thing as we were in Egypt. This is Egypt. It's the same thing. That's why you got that pyramid on the back of your dollar bill. Correlation. Is it play? He's not celebrating Thanksgiving the same because he's realizing a very important point. And this is why we're hammering it home, is that we want our Nagas to realize the same point. Don't celebrate your own massacre. You were found here. You're on these walls. Whether you're a Hamite, you're Egypt, you're you know what I'm saying, whatever you are. You're in the ancient world, connected to the ancient tribes. And you all got an opportunity. We all got an opportunity to KTC and choose up. But you can't keep celebrating your massacre. Now, back to Yakult. we keep celebrating our massacre, we're not KTC. You see, you could think you're from another part and not have no real connection to what's really being venerated and on all these holidays. But once you realize you're from here, it should hit you much differently. And since no one's telling you about it, but a few knockers with the drop, maybe, it's the minority report. Maybe it's the unpopular, truth that you should dig on with an empty cup, with an empty plate. You should empty your cup, bro. Don't come over here with your points. You come over here and say, Drop, can you explain that a little further? Why do you feel like that? What's the ramifications of what you're saying? You see, if you're right that this is the new world, then you're agreeing with Massa. You're agreeing with the psychology, the brainwash. You're agreeing with the destruction, the mental, the psychological, the spiritual destruction on our people. We have to switch up the narrative. We have to reverse the curse, and we have to do it with receipts. And what you're seeing in the Grand Canyon, my nugget, is receipts.
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple.
Receipts, not fakery, not forgery. This is not a stage situation. You cannot stage what's in the Grand Canyon. So what's in the Grand Canyon is in the Grand Canyon. But you can look up and do some recon on a lot of staged, so-called ancient artifacts over there in that Egypt. Oh boy. Oh, the Egyptologists love it over there. Yeah, they love that narrative, right? Because they get all melanated people out of America mentally, spiritually. We big up America. They get mad. What about Africa? Here's the body bag for the illusion. This is Africa. If you want to use that term, you know, this is, what I'm saying, love to daylight. He said, Africa is Pangea. I mean, it's the way they use it. The term Africa contains all the land, like a Mexam. It's not just one place. They made, specific. They made places specific. More recent, like Ethiopia became a specific little area. When before it covered all these vast lands of so-called dark-skinned Nagas. They're all Ethiopian. This is Ethiopia in the Orient, Ethiopian in the West. Yada, yada, yada. Even though the Orient is the West. But let's go. We cash receipts, man. All right, so you want to talk Isaiah 11? Let's go, man. And it shall come to pass in that day that HaWah will set his hand again the second time. Let's back it up to 10. And it shall come to pass in that day that the root of Jesse. Who's the root of Jesse? Remember, Jesse is a sinless man. One of the 4 sinless men. Yeshai, this is David's pops, right? Okay. The root of Jesse. Who's that? Managa is you. You the root. You the root of Jesse. Let's go. That stands for an ensign of the people. Unto him shall the nations seek. Unto him shall the nations seek. And his resting place shall be glorious. Who's the root of Jesse? We talking ThaWaDa? Let's go. And it shall come to pass in that day that HaWah will set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people that shall remain from Assyria and from Egypt.
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid, here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit differently. This looks a lot like Egypt. Here in America, you might say? Yes, here in America, ancient Egyptian tombs. Thousands of them. But that's not all. A great Buddhist statue is also discovered. Hand carved, a masterful piece. This is only the tip of the iceberg, people. The images.
Egypt. So HaWah's going to recover his people from everywhere. This script don't give you no receipt. Yako, you know what I'm saying? This don't give you no receipt that we full of, you know what I'm saying, hot air, man. This don't give you no receipt that America's not the old ancient world and that Egypt is not originally here. And it don't mean that there's not multiple Egypts. But when you talk about ancient, it don't get more ancient than the Grand Canyon, man. Where's Assyria? Does it matter? What's the point? That HaWah is recovering the remnant. Now, you want to talk about us being scattered to the four corners? That's an obvious thing. It's obvious that we got Nagas all across the earth plane. That don't tell you this is ancient and this ain't ancient. How can you use this script to prove or disprove years and years and years and years of recon? Not just by myself. Love to carry man, yo, UBTV, my Naga, what he do? I mean, Moray, what he do? I mean, all these great reconners throughout the years, piles and piles of receipts, and you come and say, no, it's not. Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11. Drop, you crazy. Come on, man. This is a teachable moment, man. Don't worry about Yaakov. He ain't gonna come over here saying nothing else. But this is a teachable moment for anybody that just wants to disagree to disagree. They hear one thing out of my drop talking about at least three different separate subject matters. And he just goes in on one thing. And on that one thing, he has no receipts. He just puts a script. But let's go. If this is the old world in the Eastern Hemisphere, can you please explain to me where those countries are in Isaiah 11:11 in the land of America? Why do those countries need to be in the land of America? I don't think you comprehend what you're literally, you know what I'm saying, using as a point right here. I don't think you comprehend what you're saying, man. America being the old world doesn't mean that all these places have to be in America. Although it's quite possibly that, the root of all these places are right here. But they could also be underneath the sea in the Pacific. You ever think about the lands you don't see? Oh, but you agree about something. I do agree, okay, that the slaves were taken from America to parts of other world and Africans came here on ships. Okay. All right. Well, the truth doesn't need to be validated by ignorance, so we don't need your validation. We know we got receipts, books after books. Jack Forbes, you know what I'm saying, writes about this being the spot where they first took the slaves from and brought them to Portugal and Spain and Africa and everywhere else, my naga. It makes more sense economically speaking, instead of killing a bunch of slaves in a 3-month voyage, that you found them here, you found the copper colored nagas here, and then you put them in captivity. The definition of an American is the copper color the nagas found here. You know what I'm saying? So if we're the definition of an American, then you have to rethink and restructure everything you thought you knew about Africa. And you have to consider, what if this is what I considered Africa, especially if you're going to use Egypt. You're going to have to do some reconsidering. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to sit, you literally, like we have to do, empty your cup. But according to the book of Daniel and Revelation, the little horn and the whore of Babylon and the daughter of Babylon, what country is that? And what country came out of the British Empire? Come on, man. Come on, Yaakov. Hey, you're better than this, man. Yaakov, you're better than this. Who the fuck is talking about Britain? I don't care about Britain. Not right now, man. I mean, Brit just means covenant anyway. So, you know, where's the covenant? Where's the covenant empire? Come on, man. The British Empire has nothing to do with your proof of whether or not America is the ancient world. What country came out the British Empire? What country came out the British Empire? Is that in your script? Is the British Empire in your script? You got some receipts, man? You gonna back this up with anything? Oh no, you're just gonna throw out the British Empire out of nowhere. Out of butt out of Buckets USA, man. Here comes the British Empire. What in the world does this have to do with Isaiah 11? What does it have to do with the old world, man? This is how you come at me, man. I'm a little, I just feel a little disrespected, man. You know what I mean? I feel like you should know better than this, man. You know what I'm saying? You should have thought about this, man. This whole thing right here makes negative sense, man. If America, if the old world and the Eastern hemisphere, if this is the old world, can you explain those countries in Isaiah 11? And then you start throwing out slaves. Oh, you agree that slaves were taken from America, but then you bring up Daniel and Revelation as if, you know, you're just going to be doing something now, but where's those scripts at? You just quoted Isaiah 11. What script do you want us to recon in Daniel? What script should we cross-reference in Revelation, man, if we were to go to the excellent new tomb, which we know is just a phantom of Daniel anyway? The little horn in what? Revelation or Daniel? Which one? And the whore of Babylon and the daughter of Babylon. What country is that? Where's Babylon? Forget little Babylon. Forget the daughter of Babylon. Where's Babylon? Where's the actual Babylon? I know you don't know, because can't no one really tell you for sure. Anatoly Fomenko says Babylon's in Russia, in Russia. That's his theory. What's your theory? And don't you know that Babylon and the daughter of Babylon can be on the same continent? Is that impossible? Is that proof that America's not the old world, man? Little horn, whore Babylon, daughter of Babylon, what country is that? You tell me, man. You tell me and then tell me how it's relevant. You know what I'm saying? If America's the daughter of Babylon, then where's the real Babylon? This is conjecture, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. What country comes out of British Empire? What, Babylon? What? All right, man. So we've been reading Isaiah 11 again. It's one of my favorite scripts. I'm glad you brought it up. We quoted it here. And it shall come to pass in the day HaWah will set his hand again for the second time to recover the remnant of the people which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, from Pathros and from Cush, from Elam and Shinar and Hamath, and the islands of the sea. Oh boy, that can't be America, right? Islands? Nope, that can't be America. Come on, man. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcast of Israel. Yeah. and gathered together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. All right. All right. Now, where does it prove that Africa or, the Middle East is the ancient world? Why are you using this to prove that? Because that's exactly what you think you're doing. Because watch this. Watch this. The next line. America can't be the four corners of the world where Judah scattered. Hey, look here, man. I'm not gonna go crazy. I told you I'm gonna keep a good energy. But look, man, the four corners of the world are the four corners of the world. The four corners of the world is not one place. So why would I consider America to be the four corners of the world? Unless we're just talking about the four corners, you know what I'm saying? Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, four corners. But if you're thinking as we've been taught four corners of the map, why in the world would I consider America all of the four corners of the world, man? Where in this drop, since you're leaving this comment on this drop, right? Now you mad at me because I don't trust you. Yaakov, I don't trust you, man. Don't be mad, man. Don't be mad. But you're saying stuff, you're bearing false witness and saying stuff that I didn't say. We're not saying. We never said. We never are using these points you're bringing out. And you're not bringing out no point. This is confusion 101 that you're saying. You're speaking Babel. I guess you're the daughter of Babylon. That's all you do is speak Babel. Oh, where's all these places if this is the old world? Hey, say it with me, my niggas. Say it with me, man, for old time's sake. For my balcony surfers, say it with me. Yeah, man. You see it, man. Oh, y'all thought I forgot, my nigga. Say it with me. Hyborian. Hyborian War Map. I mean, since you on that play, Yaakov, I figure I'll take you into a reality simulation in Arizona. That's where this gamer map was done. It's just a game, though. I know you're gonna say it's just a game. But I think you're the game. You know what I mean? I think you're playing games, man. You're saying where's Assyria and Egypt and Pathros and Cush? I mean, according to this reality Pangea situation, which I think carries a whole lot of weight because it's always held strong in our investigation. All right, here we go. You got Africa. Here's your ancient world, right? Vindia. All right, ancient land, southern Vindia. Vindia. Kind of sounds like India. You know what I'm saying? Drop the V. You just got Indian, right? Got it. Utara, I mean, you don't see no African type of countries, right? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Just mountains of the mist and Utara, Kora. Kind of reminds me of the Alkebulan situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see a lot of familiar stuff. I wonder why. Let's go over to, look how big South America is, right? Connected to North America, or are we just connecting to India Superior? And when you connect to India Superior, what do you see? Let's stay right here in South America where Peru would be, right? You got the Amazona. Right, now let's go. First of all, land and no return. Okay. Okay. Let's go Amazon, you got the Black Kingdoms, right? Where this Peru would be, Black Kingdoms. And right above that, you have Timbuktu, and you have Kush, Kush, with Meroe, which is the capital of Kush, right? So the Kush's tribe land, You got the Cushes, see? Got it. And above Kush, right? Because we're just saying, where's all these places, right? Kush, right? Kush, right? Kush, right? Got it. Man, I'm just having fun, man. I mean, depending on who you talk to, depending on who's doing the map, I'm just showing you that it depends on your perspective. What projection are you in? What map projection are you in? All right. If you got that, then that's what's hand given to you. We have to go out of our ways to do recon to see something a lot different. And if you think it's just play, cool. This just don't look like play to me, man. This just don't look like play. Like it's just for a game, do it. It look like someone's giving you a reality, a simulation of reality, right? So let's go above uh, this Amazon situation. You got the Kush situation. Above that, you got what they call Stagia, which is Egypt. Because you see Luxor, you see Kim. Yeah, you're getting hotter. The haunted pyramids, Sukhmet, Luxor, right. So you got Kush, Meroe, and Egypt right over that. And above that is Shem. We got to recon this. All the way up to, what you'll get as your Pacific coast, which is just picked land, which is why we got to dig on these picks and the connection with Khalifa. And why is this divided into 12 tribes? And then you got Samaria, right? Northern clans, southern clans, my niggas. So it's a lot popping off with this Hyborian, but I'm just talking Kush, man, having a good time in a reality simulation. Hyborian, Kush, where's Kush? But that's neither here nor there, my nigga. This is what you give us. This is what you're giving us, and we're making it a teachable moment. So HaWah is going to recover the remnant of his people that shall remain from Assyria and from Egypt, from Pathros and Cush and Elam, Shinar, Hamath, and the islands. HaWah is collecting all his people from all across the earth plane. No one said all the four corners and the entire earth is within America. Did we ever say that? Bring up the video. Let me know. If I ever said the entire world is in America, please let me know. And I will humbly, say, Shalaka. I'll ask for forgiveness. If I've ever said out of my mouth that America contains the entire world, if I said old world, that doesn't mean the entire world. I'm saying this is the land, the biblical land. This is where it popped off at, right? If you said this is the new world and this is the old world, right? Middle East, Africa, the Asia over there. You're not saying that that's everything. You're just saying that that's the world that they knew, right? That's the old world. I'm saying this is the old world. This is the old world. This is the ancient world. This is the world that they knew. And this is where Egypt is. This is why Luxor, right? Kim, right? Shem, Khan. Managa, this is why you're seeing this.
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha.
This is why you're seeing this. Is it a reality simulation or is it reality? Why find Egypt over here if Egypt's not over here?
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid. Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids
in America.
These images are available online, and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit differently.
Because the natives aren't the natives you thought. And that's why I say you cannot genealogy your way into this kingdom. It goes back too far for that. It's on the walls, my naga. It's under your feet, bone. The bodies popping out Kalelus, they're dating 200 AD and before. You can't genealogy your way to this into this kingdom, man. It ain't about paperwork. It's about who you are. And the real is returning. The ancient ones are here, right here. So what's the conspiracy, right? Why would they duplicate this and put it all the way over here? What would they be getting out of that? Why would they tell you such an important truth as to where you're at if they want you to be in captivity? Unless you don't think you're in captivity, and if you're not in captivity, why is HaWah saving the remnant? The only reason the remnant is being saved is because the remnant is in captivity. Verse 12, and he will set up an ensign for the nations, and he will assemble the dispersed Israel. Where are they? All in America? No. I just said you were picked up in ships and brought to the rest of the world to show you off, to show the rest of the world what they found in all their expeditions and crusades. They looking for Preston John. They're looking for the Grand Khan. Unless you ain't been surfing the wave, Yaakov. You ain't been getting that drop. You ain't been getting that drop, Yaakov. They're looking for the Grand Khan that popped off the Crusades, man. They didn't find him over there, man. They did not find the kingdom of Prester John over there. They found Prester John over here. That's why in the British Museum it says Prester John over the four corners. But which four corners? Which four corners was Israel dispersed to, man? Gather together the scattered of Judah from the four corners, and the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, for they that harass Judah shall be cut off. Hey, Yaakov, are you harassing Judah? Because you will be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Yeah. Managa, I don't see how you're using this to prove that America's not the ancient world. I guess you're thinking that if I can't prove Assyria, Egypt, and Pathros, Cush, and Elam, and everything else is not within America, it's not the old world. I guess you're thinking if I can't prove that the entire four corners of the earth plane is in America, it's not the old world. All we ask you here is, which is Syria? Where's Assyria to you? Prove it. Where's Egypt to you? Prove it. Where's Pathros to you? Prove it. Where's Cush to you? Prove it. Elam, Shinar, Hamath, you prove it. You prove that it's over there before you come over here with some fact. If you can't prove it, then all you can do is surf the wave and say, I have a theory. But did you do that humbly, Yaakov? Nah, man. Nah, you quoted the Isaiah 11 script, Judah from the four corners of the earth, and said America cannot be the four corners of the world where the tribe of Judah are scattered. If the tribe of Judah, let me just make this, I'm gonna wrap this up. We off to Preston John 67. We out of here, baby. If the tribe of Judah is scattered, would they not also be in America, where you're not arguing that slaves were taken from America to other parts of the world? Khan, that's exactly what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. And if slaves were taken from America to the other parts of the world, like you just said, America doesn't need to be all the four corners of the world, or else the slaves can't be taken to other parts of the world, which you just said. How can you, This is that double talk, man. This is that hijack city one-on-one. How can you say that you agree? I do agree, right, that slaves were taken from America to other parts of the world. Con, con. So you agree, right? And that what else you say? And Africans came here on ships. All right. Look, man. You agree that slaves were taken from America to other parts of the world. You just body bagged your own self. Because if slaves were taken from here to other parts of the world, you're admitting, since you agree, you're saying you agree with who? With us? Okay. If you agree with us that slaves were taken to other parts of the world, then you're also agreeing that we never said that America contains all parts of the world. That there must be four corners outside of America. If slaves were taken from America to other parts of the world, scattered to the four corners. That's a simple fix, my nigga. That's a simple fix in your mind, bro. America cannot contain the entire universe, man. We're just saying that this is where the ancient lands truly connect to the lands in the Pacific, my nigga, and the islands that used to be a landmass, and the islands and the lands underneath the sea that never popped back up after the flood, the deluge. Also remember that this is how he makes his dismount. Remember that the Most High Creator said you will be taken out your land and scattered to the four corners of the earth. Khan, which you just said slaves were taken from America to other parts of the world, as he has spoken it, so America cannot be Jerusalem or Israel, my brother. And that's it. And you out of here. And then you hit the like button 4 times. All right, look, man. This is utter hogwash. It's that swine. It's that Seussism. It's that thoughthism. It's a lot of duality in your talk, man. And it makes no sense. It's straight up confusion. You know what I mean? And, for whatever reason, I had to go way back and, it's only 2 days ago, but I had to go into my own comments because none of these show up on my actual drop, on the video, which is good because you would have got blasted anyway. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of comments that I can't see that don't show up. So be patient if I don't see it or respond. A lot of times, this algorithm at YouTube here, you know what I'm saying? They very much censor the comments and censor our flow. So my niggas, be patient out there. This is a teachable moment. This is how you make your dismount that our creator scattered us to the four corners so America can't be Jerusalem. The creator scattered us out of America and America can't be Israel. Columbus comes here with a Hebrew interpreter, but America can't be Jerusalem. Can't be Israel. Can't be Egypt. Can't be, what I'm saying? Can't be the ancient world, right? Just because remember the Most High said you'll be taken out your land and scattered to the four corners of the earth. So America can't be the ancient world. That makes no sense, man. That just makes no sense. The only way that can possibly connect to anything is if I said that America contains the four corners of the earth. Or if there was a script that I'm trying to quote and twist into the saying that I'm reading it like you reading it, man. I'm reading Isaiah 11 like you reading it. You also said something about Daniel, but you didn't go there, though. You didn't give us nothing to reference, so I'm not going to do your work. I'm not going to do your homework. You got something to prove in Daniel, you bring it out. You bring out Isaiah 11, I'm going to deal with Isaiah 11. But just like Deuteronomy 28, you know what I'm saying, that you'll be taking, matter of fact, I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 28 for the dismount, and I'm going to show you another script that people try to use to twist and say, oh, well, look, man, America can't be the whole world. See what it says? Deuteronomy 28:68. Let's go, man. We're going to get there. But come on, man. So, to recover the remnant of his people that shall remain in Egypt and Assyria and Pathros, it's just an example of the scattering, right? Of the disbursement of Israel, scattered to the four corners. Now, where are they scattered from? You kindly admitted that you agree, I do agree, that the slaves or the Hebrew slaves were taken from America. Stop. Scattered of Judah, right? So if you admit that the Hebrews or that slaves were taken from America, then you understand that HaWah is gathering those that were scattered of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Well, HaWah is assembling the dispersed of Israel and gathering together the scattered of Judah from the four corners of the earth. If slaves were taken out of America, then we are being gathered together that were scattered of Judah. And we are being gathered from everywhere, my naga. Everywhere, just don't include America, man. We don't talk like that. That's not how you prove us to be wrong or incorrect or off about something. We never said everybody was scattered to America. We saying that this is the ancient world and you was brought out of the ancient world to everywhere else. We're saying that the first lands popping up out that primordial water after the flood are right here. And it could be right here and you could still be assembled because you were dispersed, and you could still be gathered together because you were scattered, and you can be gathered from everywhere, all corners of the earth plane. I can't put it no more simple than this, man. I can't put it no more simple than this. But HaWah is recovering the remnant of his people. Just focus on that. You know, don't get too head heavy. Your head may explode, man. Just focus on being the remnant and being recovered. And know that in order to be recovered, you must be in code. And at all these places you're worried about, wherever they are, you can't prove where they are and you can't prove where they're not. Leave it alone and let us surf the wave. Because whether they're over there or whether they're over here, it doesn't mean that it all didn't start right here. Whether you see it on a map today here and a map today there, doesn't mean it didn't start right here. And since you agree that we were taken out of America and that Africans came here, hey, that's neither here nor there to me, man. I'm focused on my people. I'm focused on Judah, right? I'm focused on Israel and the nations, you know what I'm saying, that's choosing up. Because the gathering's coming from everywhere. And you like to point, you want to point to this piece, Judah from the four corners, and therefore America cannot be the four corners of the world. Who said America's the four corners of the world? I said old world, ancient world. Four corners means the entire world. The entire earth plane is the four corners. Or at least the, you know, point that we see on our Mercator projection. Get out the mind of a high J. Judah scattered. Judah is scattered. Where will we be gathered to? You know what I'm saying? Where will we be gathered to? Where will we come home to? That's why you need to know where you're at. So you know where it's going down at. Are we going to be gathered to Africa? Are we going to be gathered to the Middle East, my nigga? Or are we all ready home?
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple, or the Isis Pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid. Here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online, and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit differently. This looks a lot like Egypt.
Body bag for the illusion. Deuteronomy 28 for the dismount. Hey, thank you, Yaakov. I really enjoy teachable moments. Oh, you want to be the head or you want to be the tail? Why don't you focus on why we were scattered? Because that whole drop that you are commenting on was about that, you know. Focus on the point, man. It's not just disproving anything with no receipts. And HaWah shall bring you back into Egypt in ships. Drop. If this is Egypt, and this has to do with the slave trade, well, it would make sense, right, that we're from Africa and HaWah brought us to America and slavery, which is bond. I mean, this is how they teach you on the corners. You know what I'm saying? This is, Hebrew Israelite training 101. Shalak, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm done talking to you. I got to do Preston John 67. We out of here, baby. Let's back it up. 66. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and thou shalt fear night and day, and shall have no assurance of life. In the morning you shall say, man, I wish it was evening. At the evening you shall say, man, I wish it was the morning. For the fear of your heart, which shall fear, thou shalt fear, and for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. And this is what, once you're taught in a certain, what I'm saying, when someone's molding your mind and they're trying to teach you a doctrine and you read this script, you're reading it like you're out of Africa, and they teach it to you like you're out of Africa, and they teach it to you like, well, you were brought out of Egypt over there, but then you were brought back into Egypt over here, right? They're kind of giving you some drop that you're in Egypt, but they say, well, it's just slavery, bondage, you know what I'm saying? And this is why you were brought from Africa to America, because you were brought back into bondage and ships. All right, so let's read it now with a pure water, purified dragonfly perspective for the dismount. Deuteronomy 28:68, and HaWah shall bring you back into Egypt in ships. Now, throw away the doctrine in your mind, throw away the brainwash, and think about this a couple ways. I mean, either you could look at it like Egypt literally, right, which is in America, and you were, brought from other areas as well, you know what I'm saying, back over here, you know what I mean, those that were dropped off over here, or you're just looking at it like bondage. And it don't matter where, it's not telling you a specific place right here. I mean, do you really believe it's telling you a specific place that we were being brought? If it was telling you a specific place, that means that we'll be being brought to Egypt over there right now. But when you say that to the Nagas on the corner, they're gonna say, no, bondage, brother. It means bondage. Okay, I thought so, because last time that I checked, the so-called transatlantic slave trade is dropping us off in America. Okay, so because they don't teach you that most of y'all was taken from here to Africa or to Europe or, all these other islands in between. So it can't mean literally back to Egypt. Even if you're looking at like America, you know what I'm saying? Because, so many of us was brought other places. This definitely appears to mean, have a meaning to it, such as bondage. HaWah will bring you back into bondage in ships. By the way, whereof I said unto you, thou shalt see it no more again. Are we talking about Egypt, or are we talking about bondage? And there you shall sell yourselves for slaves. Remember that drop we just read in the American Holocaust? How we got so poisoned. How the necromancy and the spell and all the disease and the pestilence that they brought over here from Europe had the tribes at such a so diminished that they were begging to be brought in as slaves so that they can eat and feed their families and all this other stuff. Like they were chaining themselves, up to the master's doorpost damn near to say, please take us in. Please take us into slavery. Selling ourselves because read the rest of it. Read the rest of it. We're just talking about the great plagues. The greatest plague, Manage, is these invaders and what they brought. That's the American Holocaust. We're talking about the diseases of Egypt. He will bring back all the diseases of Egypt. What happened here? What happened to Egypt here? And then we're just talking bondage. What happened over there? Black plague. So you shall see it no more again is referring to bondage itself. Hey, man, I told you, man, you KTC, you're not going to see it no more. You're not going to see this no more. You're not going to see slavery no more, man. But you out of cold. So here we go. You're going to sell yourselves into your enemy for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women, and no one can redeem you. No one can buy you out of it. Before you can buy your way out of slavery, nah, nah, nah. Only the Most High. Isaiah 43. Only I am your Savior. Beside me, there is no other power. So, the bro brought us to Isaiah 11 to prove America's not the whole world. He came up short with zero perspective and zero connectivity. I'm throwing the bro an alley-oop, to another script that they try to use. Oh, well, America can't be the whole world because, what I'm saying, he says you're not going to see it again no more. Da-da-da-da. He's not talking about no location. Or else we'll be going to Egypt and Africa in ships. Anybody going to Egypt and Africa in ships? Anybody going to Egypt and Africa in ships? Read the script. HaWah shall bring you back into Egypt in ships. Is anyone going to Egypt and Africa in ships? Not unless they're coming from here. But we know we were scattered, right? That's the whole point of Isaiah 11. We were scattered into bondage in ships. By the way whereof I said unto you, thou shalt see it no more again. I said, you're not going to see this again. You're not going to see this flow again. You're not going to see this direction again. Not just to a place called Egypt in Africa, but the direction of being out of code. You shouldn't have to see it again. You shouldn't have to see captivity again. You should not have to get on them ships, man. You should not have to sell yourselves to your enemies. Hey, man, we KTC. We keep the code because since you don't know where we're at, it's up to us to figure it out, to dig in reality, to dig on the simulations, to dig on the ancient love song when we talk Kush, to dig on the ancient love song when we talk China and India superior. And that's why they're seeing what they're seeing out the Gran Khan Yan.
And just to clear the air on the Isis temple or the Isis pyramid found in the Grand Canyon, along with the Buddha and Shiva temple or pyramid, here are a couple images of things found underneath these ancient pyramids. These images are available online and they're called the Kincaids Cave, named after the man that discovered them. I know I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year a little bit differently. This looks a lot like Egypt. Here in America, you might say? Yes, here in America, ancient Egyptian tombs. Thousands of them. But that's not...
Thousands of them. Hey, love to natural. Law, hit him up on IG, man. Hit him up on IG, man. It's all happening. It's all happening. Hit up naturalbylaw.net, man. The bro's popping off. Hey, hi, man. I just want to show you this picture, man. Well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? Surf the wave with natural, man. Get on the crystal flow. He is, you know what I'm saying? Just bringing it to a whole nother spiral, man. The bro is bringing it to a whole nother spiral popping off, man. True real one out here in Khalifa. And dig on it, man. Dig on this page because you get nothing but that premium primordial recon. And, hey, hey, dig on it, man. You know, that's all I can say. I come over here just to kick up, you know what I mean, and just let it spiral me up, man. Get in that spiral flow. Surf the wave, man. Can you dig it? It's all about the spiral. And it's all happening, man. Get that breath of security. Can you dig it? HaWah. Hey, man, that went to the Grand Canyon. I just want to show you, man, just how beautiful this is. And, you know, this is, you know, straight from the bro, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can clearly start making out, you know, all these pyramidal, you know, flows and shapes. And it's just truly, man. I just really appreciate the bro, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, being on the front lines, man. You know, showing us this real, real deal Holyfield. Halal HaWah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, welcome to the old world, Yaakov. For the tribes of Jacob, for the tribes of Yaqua. Allah, wa, we kun. Shalom. Hey, one day, my naga. One day, the Grand Canyon will be activated. Look, the faded saint, he said, look, damn, look at all them pyramids. Allah, wa.